Hey, how's it going? We are continuing a series where we're taking a look at different European programs available. I have covered a number of UK's programs available for businesses where they're looking to support different businesses, whatever stage those businesses might be. Pre-launch, lunch, or perhaps existing businesses where they're developing products or services. So there's a lot of support available out there for anyone who is interested. Within these numbers of series, I'm going to be taking a look at some of the support available in Europe. I'm not entirely sure what's happening with Europe and UK. Perhaps there's still some funds left within the budget, so it currently might be. Uh, if you would ask me, everyone should work together. All hands and work together. But I don't know how it works. Perhaps it works with the money and how they looking to use some of the investments made in the past. I'm not entirely sure, but currently I'm taking a look at European, and within this video, is European support available, and within this video, I'm going to be taking a look at digital Europe program, and let's try to understand a little bit more about this program. Digital Europe program. This program, Digital European Program, provides funding for projects in the five crucial areas, which is kind of good. Supercomputing, very important. Artificial intelligence, very, very important. All of those areas perhaps are going to be digital, as well as cybersecurity. Next one would be advanced digital skills. Okay, okay. And ensuring the wide use of digital technologies across economic and society. Okay, so this is what kind of goals they set for themselves. I'm not entirely sure if that would cover all the important areas, but this is what this organization is doing, right? The program is designed to bridge the gap between digital technology research and market deployment. It will benefit European citizens and businesses, especially SMEs. Investments under the Digital Euro program support the European Union's twin objectives of a green transition and digital transformation while strengthening European Union resilience or digital sovereignty. When it says Europeans twin, I'm not entirely sure what they mean by that. That would mean everything need to be reflected digitally, and they're looking to move most of the things in the digital world, if that makes sense. For some people, that's how I understand it. For some people, it might be some of this concept is very hard to wrap their head around it. But it had to be built almost entire world digitally, I guess. But some of those goals might, I don't know, hopefully not short, not fall short, right? Hopefully we will succeed. Okay, I'll go to company's website. I'll try to dig a little bit deeper and see what kind of information is available out there. There's so much information there. In particular, let's focus on funding, right? So this funding and most likely administration staff of this program is going to be from 2001 and is going to be operating. Usually it's 4 years. I don't know how we managed to extend this period. Well, either way, some of them not necessarily be interested in onboarding new projects again. So it's going to be 2027. So there's some time left, but some of those program is gonna be in this full swing. The things might happen, right? So with a plan overall budget of 7.5 billion. So I guess they have some finances backing some of those projects, and this is what was taken from the taxpayers, if that makes sense. And with those 7.5 billion, they need to invest that capital very wisely, I hope. I hope. Depending who is the people overseeing some of those projects and who deciding in what would be wise and not that wise investments to be made right with that capital for that period of time, and then perhaps after that period there's going to be new people and new programs launch on top of that, if that makes sense, right? If anything, I could cover it in more detail, but there's so much information, as well as some of the pushbacks, some of the setbacks, some of the key areas if I haven't covered already. If anything, there's a point of contact person, right? That's how I would approach it, because usually something that I did in the past, I would jump on tendering and entering some of those opportunities. But depending on the person, that person would be better to advise on what opportunities might be available and what opportunities might be a waste of my time. I'm taking a look at the organization's website. I don't mind doing business with everyone, but it depends, right? I have noticed that they even got some of those institutions from Ukraine, which is kind of good thing. There's a lot of opportunities there. Uh, Depending on your risk tolerance, right? Since everything can easily go south. Hopefully not, but it can. If anything, there's some takeaways, right? So I recently had a conversation with some of the key contacts from UK, right, where they encouraging to reach out and do business with women, which is kind of great thing. I don't mind doing business with women. So I thought I'd do a quick test, if that makes sense. I reach out to all the 100, but let's say it's 100, so it would be a reflection of what's happening, right? When it comes to doing business with a woman, any woman, any woman. So I reach out to 100 women to do business, right? And perhaps one or two women respond to me. Other than that, most of those women was there just to be there, if that makes sense. Not to solve problems, not to work together, but just to be there. So a quick note for everyone who is encouraging and I don't know about opportunities, about all that good thing, right? But this is what's actually happened. I reach out to way more, but out of the 100, about 2%, 3% actually interested in working together. Then we're taking a look at digital. I'm not entirely sure how strong is overall digital infrastructure when it comes to Europe. Perhaps that would be some of those areas, or how secure that infrastructure is in the first place. Perhaps part of that funding should be allocated, making sure that some of the infrastructure that we do have within Europe is very secure, if anything, and it's strong. From there, we can allocate some of those finances available. Since we're still building towers, 5G towers is something that's currently still being built. It was about 2 months ago or perhaps 3 months ago, that they still was under the process of legal of if they will carry on building and who's the supplier and contractor of building those towers even within Germany, right? So it's still undergoing. So we're still going to undergoing this kind of process of who's going to be contractor of building those towers within Germany and improving infrastructure when it comes to having internet connection. At the time, it was about 800 towers that was still needed to be built. But either way, so infrastructure. From having infrastructure, we can progress and take a look at some of those programs that was built on top of that infrastructure. Once, even having underwater cables, something that's called submarine cables, perhaps worth taking a look at deeper, and I'm trying to understand who owns that infrastructure, not necessarily Europe. Recently, France start investing a lot in having infrastructure into those cables. Other than that, we as Europeans, UK or anything the case might be, not even having infrastructure when it comes to internet connection. And we're looking to build some projects on top of that. That been said, once that been said, when we take a look at security and reducing risk, right? Once we have access to that infrastructure, or we outsource that infrastructure to America, so we are outsourcing all the technology to America, right? All software development outsourced to America. All the building of that infrastructure has been outsourced to America, right? Some of the actions has been taken right now, even with outsourcing security and giving that security and to America, right? So perhaps we should take a look at those areas, right? Once that's been addressed, then businesses can improve infrastructure and build projects on infrastructure within Europe or other places, if that makes sense. Let's carry on with this program then. Digital Euro program, work programs, overall objectives, scope, outcomes, and deliverables, as well as a budget allocation for each topic described in the programs on this web page. Okay, let's delve a little bit deeper and some of the projects that they're looking to launch on very crumbling infrastructure. If that makes sense. That was outsourced to China to build towers, cables to build within US. Which is kind of great. Digital Europe work program, so they're launching a lot of cybersecurity initiatives, high performance computing initiatives, as well as European work programs. It's good that they're launching a number of those. Without going perhaps too much into detail, because some of those projects that come and they not necessarily will stay, or they will stay depending on the amount of budget that they have available. Without going too much into detail, perhaps worth taking a look at some of the other initiatives as well. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a book. Everything within this book, I'm sharing a lot of guidelines when it comes to establishing and running your own livestock enterprise. Where or what you would need to know, where to start. Some of those areas would be how to set milestones, in particular how to achieve first milestone. That would be from your progress from zero to first 10,000 euros, dollars, pounds, and how you can progress there. Once you have started, it's one of the hardest steps to take, right? And in particular, when starting your own business. If anything, there is a lot of examples within this book that can potentially help you in reducing your risk when it comes to starting your own enterprise and running business. You can find it in QR code in the corner as well as company's website below. Just to summarize today's video, there are a lot of opportunities, if anything. Would be perhaps best approach or course of action, reaching out to some of those key points. There are some of those within different locations within Europe. Worth reaching out to those key areas and talking with those people directly. And if once you would start conversation from there, you can come back and secure finance if it's something that you're interested in. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.